Broadcasting live from upstate New York, a technology talk show that puts you and your questions first. It's Tech Talk Live.
Yeah, baby, it's Tech Talk Live, coming to you live from upstate New York. I'm Flipper.
I'm Snide.
And I'm JJ.
And we're coming to you from Studio B in the third floor down in the basement.
Right, third door down.
Nice catch.
I tried. Anyway, yeah, we're Tech Talk Live. Anyway, I keep doing that. I always
and if
forget
you
about
don't
that
like
camera.
me, like him over there.
There you go.
Over there.
Over there.
Over there.
Over there.
Flipper's over there.
Flipper is over here.
So,
Flipper's trying to get organized because I forgot what
Anyway, we are a call-in technology talk show, broadcasting live from upstate New York. If you have any computer questions or just want to give us a shout out, give us a call at
1-315-220-0692, and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about instead of what we want to talk about.
Absolutely. So we definitely want to get your calls because that's exactly what this talk show is all about. Is we want to take your computer questions, anything you guys want to talk about, really, as far as I'm concerned. So
the way you use technology to do anything, really.
Yep.
And I guess we're going to do this week on how political technology works.
Political technology.
Yeah, well, technology for the political
campaigning
and all
everything
that,
that's happening with the big thing right now is electronic voting went in 2 years ago,
right,
for most of the nation, and New York went in 4 years ago. I believe it was 4 years ago that they started doing, or maybe it was 3 years ago that they started doing the electronic voting thing. So
we're coming around to, I mean, that's the start of just putting your vote
coming
in.
around to, or just catching up with? Which one is it?
Well, however you want to say it,
Right.
Some places, like I say, the technology, it takes a while for the whole state to get involved. I mean, there's probably some
backwoods
towns or villages or whatever you call them, small.
Well, I believe all of New York on the county level had to go to electronic voting. So at least the Board of Elections at the county level across New York State is all electronic voting. Now the question comes down to whether or not the townships, the villageships, or the school board districts and stuff are actually using that electronic voting or not.
Well, I don't think they can do the school anymore, is it?
Right.
Waterloo is out of the school. They don't do them anymore. It's at the firehouse I think the village offices or something.
I think he means just by being able to cast your vote electronically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they now changed, instead of the big pull lever ones. I mean, I think the school still uses the pull lever ones. I don't think they've gone to the electronic voting ones
Well,
yet.
we got to get our money out of it.
It's better than fill in the dots, go down to the dot.
Oh, the pregnant Chad and the non-pregnant
God.
Chad.
Terrible.
Yeah, and then you got to run it through the sensor,
Right.
and that picks it up. That's electronic technology device.
Well, and basically that's what the
and then that vote sheet goes through a shredder, so you don't know whether you voted properly or not.
no, actually they go into a bin.
Yeah, they go into a bin, and then if it's challenged, it's
Then they-
recounted.
Yeah, recounted.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean the big thing comes down to is now with the advent of these electronic voting machines, it shifted the management and maintenance of this from a more mechanical realm to a more electronic realm, and
So it went from the mechanic to the IT guy, then.
right, pretty much, yeah.
Which comes in your realm.
Right. So I mean, really, it's kind of interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, at least at the election piece of it. That you go in, you grab a sheet. It's a particular type of sheet. It's very specifically made. Everything has to line
And
up.
don't be looking around, Mike.
It really doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
you go sit in like these little cubicle type things, and people could probably look over your shoulder, but
really, is that really advanced into the electronic realm? Far as one of the states were saying something about voting off your own computer.
well, yeah, because what you could do is
That would be neat.
well, what they're working on doing is giving every eligible voter a fob of some sort, whether it's an RSA fob or whatever setup, and it has your voter ID on it, and you would plug it into your USB drive, and then it would pull up the voting application and website and allow you to access it there. And then you could then go right online on your computer and boom, 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 and put in your vote, and it would cast that completely electronically.
Even if you could go to the polling places and have a touchscreen, I think that would be kind of cool.
Well, they got them. It's
Down
just
the road.
yeah, they got them. It's just that for the majority of the votes,
Private voting now. How are you going to make that unless you pull the curtain again? Ching, ka-ching.
Okay.
You know.
that could be fun.
Pull the curtain, you got a big 57-inch flat screen, and you push whatever
that'd be fun.
whatever icon you want to push for president.
Oh,
and,
there you go. And then
You know?
then the presidential candidates could have like little preview videos of their
How about
policies.
the
and
write-in?
stuff.
Exactly.
Are they going to follow my signature on write-in?
Right. Well, there's a funny thing. We were
right?
talking.
Use your stylus to sign
Now,
your...
now, hang on a second. Hold on a
Oh,
second. Hold
okay,
on a
okay,
second.
okay.
Hold
We're
on.
we're getting way ahead of what
Well,
we
no.
started.
Well, no. Honestly, right now, and see, I looked it up because that whole thing that I was talking about,
Right.
doing was, Flipper for president. I think Flipper should be a write-in.
I should.
Write-in candidate for president. Well, I come to find out most states have adopted a no write-in policy on any of the races anymore.
Oh.
So you don't have a place to put it in as a write-in or whatever the case may be. So,
Well, that's really against the policies of the voting laws, isn't it?
well, no, they made
Because you have to vet or whatever, and beyond, you have to apply with so many signatures to each state that you're a candidate for the presidency, regardless of what party you're affiliated with.
right.
Say, like mine is a Dummo party.
And mine's a rent's too damn high party. I still like that guy. I don't care who you are, you gotta like that guy. He was just straightforward. You know what? Rent's too damn high. You know why milk's so damn high? Because the rent's too damn high.
Right.
I'm voting for Flipper.
All right,
Got
there
my
you go.
vote. I think he's got a campaign speech and everything.
Oh yeah, right. It was so funny. We were talking about last night at dinner. We were talking about the campaigns because they were on the TV behind us. They were doing the analysis of the Obama camp and the Romney camp, and then is there going to be a third candidate coming out of the woodwork or not?
Ross Perot. No, just kidding. Sorry, it was
Go team, right?
Sorry.
So so we got.
Sorry, you probably make a good one. Really.
That would be fun, right?
Right.
But getting back to where we were about voting electronically on your home computer.
Right.
Now we got way off the subject.
Yeah, I know.
But you have a fob or something, some sort. How are you going to get or make it so that you can't cheat?
Well, that would be it. That fob, because that fob would be.
I'm saying somebody already voted before I did with that some illegal fob or illegal way of breaking into that and already voted. Now I plug it into my machine and I'm doing my vote before 9 a.m.
Maybe
or
you
9
should tell
p.m.
everybody what a fob is, really. Maybe the basic user doesn't know what a fob is.
Well, right. Well, like in my mind, if I was going to design this whole electronics voting thing at home type thing, okay, you'd have
Flipper on voting. Stand
Flipper.
by.
I'm your next write-in president.
All
No.
right, anybody that understands a fob, if they got an automobile with electronic keyless lock, that is called a fob.
There you go. So it's not just defined it, but
There you
here's
go.
the thing with the
Well,
fob.
it could be most anything like that.
Right. So the big thing comes down to is how do you make sure that fob stays into the voters' hands the entire time? I think what would have to happen is that you would have the Board of Elections, have these fobs. There would be a serial number, and the only time that they become active would be at voting time. Right. And you would go get your fob at your polling place or whatever the case would be, and you could vote here at the computer at the voting place, or you can go back to your house and put it in, then return the fob. So like saying...
one vote per fob.
One vote per fob. The fob is going to be a 256-bit identification number.
As soon as you hit...
Here we go again with the voter cheat, you know what I mean? Oh, well, we'll go get this guy registered, and we got all these people registered illegally. And it's like they were just saying on the internet here, that a voter, because his name is here and he's a snowbird in Florida, votes there, and then he turns around and gets an absentee ballot from his home state and votes there. So that's voting twice.
So you would have to have the Board of Elections.
Actually, the Board of Elections would have to go to a federal database. That's the whole thing. By the end of the day,
They would have to do their homework.
They
Yeah.
could do
And,
that.
yeah, they would have to do
Why couldn't
verification
they?
before.
I said they could do that.
I thought you said couldn't. Sorry.
Why couldn't they do it? Because, you know what I mean? Oh, well, it costs money and all that stuff.
It would.
Oh, my God, I got my Social Security number, and who's doing that? Or who's going to take that? You know?
Right. I got you 100%. And I don't know why, but that would be the next step to this whole thing.
Where
I
you're
mean,
getting where you're getting your check sent to you from the federal government should be where your polling place is.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely. End of story. So if it's New York, you're voting in New York. If it's Florida, you're voting in Florida.
But it doesn't matter if once you got this fob and it's federally registered, you could vote in any booth all over the country, but you only get one vote.
You only get one vote.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter if you go home then and that same day and you fly up to, like you're in Florida and you vote, and then you fly to New York. By the end of the day, and you say, well, geez, I better go out and vote, and you plug in your little fob, you've already voted. You know?
Yeah, well, I'm really thinking that's probably going to be the way it's going to have to happen. It's going to have to be a 256-bit ID number of some sort on a fob that has the program already in it to open up, launch the secure website wherever you're going to cast your vote. So from a federal level, it would just be all centralized and regulated on a central point. The Board of Elections on the state level would have to then go apply for however many of that 256-bit keys they have to have for their voting people. So it would trickle down. It would basically be, here's the main database, and then it would trickle to the states. The states would then trickle it to the local Board of Elections, which would then give it to the citizens of that area.
I'm saying you got that fob and it's federally registered. It doesn't matter where you are. I could be in California and stick that in and vote for local elections here in New York.
Right, absolutely, you could.
And if you're saying trickle down, it means that I'm registered and that number is registered for this address at this place.
Right, but I mean, it would be an undaunting task to try to do it all from like look at the IRS. How long does it take them to do the entire taxes for?
It shouldn't take them only 3 minutes per form if they would close down about 16,000 of these pages of
the other form.
laws and rules. and
Right,
regulations.
but my point is it takes them four plus months to do everything to get you register, you do whatever. Same concept with the you got 305 million. I don't know the number. Probably 270 some million of these fobs would have to be then disseminated,
built or designed or passed
right,
out or whatever,
and disseminated to the local people so that you have a secure number as well as I have a unique secure number as well as JJ would have a unique secure number.
Think how fast you could get the poll results back.
Well,
You
would
just see them
it'd
coming
be
in
instantly.
Yeah.
You see them coming in instantly.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, especially if you have like.
But that would influence somebody to vote at the end of the day, so that the poll results can't come in until after the polls close.
Right, but that's kind of the whole problem with the media anyway. I mean, the media kind of influences the vote anyhow. I mean, they can sit there and be like, well, according to the last, what are they called, straw polls or whatever?
No, the post polls.
Post polls, right? Yeah. So according to the last post polls at 7 o'clock,
8:30.
yeah. Obama's in the lead by 45%.
Well, it's like I say, there's a lot of polls that haven't closed until 9.
Right.
Right.
So and then you have 4 time zones across this country where we're done voting before they're done voting. So,
They ain't even got to 6 o'clock yet, let alone.
Yeah,
right.
We're 4 hours into it already.
Right. So, I mean, election results probably shouldn't come in until the tail end of the night anyhow. I mean, they could give estimates of where we're at, but I really don't think it, because then it makes it more like a sporting event. All right, and it's Obama in the lead.
Oh man,
and,
think the bets.
and Oramas. And good on, you know
Boy,
what?
that's quite a president. isn't
Right.
it?
Orama. Not only is he conservative, he's also liberal.
And whatever else you want to call him.
Right.
I'll take $50 on him in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas had a show on last night, or Bill O'Reilly had him on last night about betting and all
Right.
that. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the whole thing. I mean, it's like a bad dog race, you know. I mean, who's gonna win this year? You know, I mean,
by a toenail, huh?
right, pretty much. So, it just amazes me that we were watching one of the Romney campaign things, and it comes up with that R, and of course, me being a visual person, I didn't see the R. I saw the artwork. You know, so I'm looking at who the heck is Omni? You know what? And then of course Seth nudges. Seth nudges me and goes, "Oh, that's Romney. That's an R up there." It is.
It is. Where?
Oh my God! It's Mama.
But
Omni.
Getting back to the Thursday night. Thursday night was the big roast that they all have to go to, both presidents, candidates, whatever, and that was funny.
The town hall. That was interesting.
No, not the town hall meeting. It was a roast or a something to do with the Catholic religion for donations to these children and things. And that was on Thursday night, and they done, well, each had about 15-minute skit, but it was all pre-written. Yeah. And it was like a roast, one roast the other. And that was really hilarious.
Yeah, they did good then?
Yeah, it was funny.
Good.
But no, I'm just saying, here we go with electronics to bring something like that's called television, Right. Neither one had any electronic devices or technology such as, what do they call them?
Teleprompters.
Teleprompters, yeah. They had to do it off their skit.
Nice.
Well, as far as I has seen the whole thing, Romney was right on, point for point, with his jokes. He was right on.
Yeah.
Obama
was kind of lagging a little bit. He didn't quite get the
wasn't getting the punchline, huh?
Punchline quite as well as Romney.
I'll have to watch that. I didn't get to see that because I'd love to see that because we definitely need to lighten this up a little bit.
It's got to be on here or on the net
YouTube
somewhere.
or someplace. I'm sure.
Yeah. But it was funny. It was good.
All right.
I enjoyed it.
In long terms, it's going to be what the public wants it to be. How they, I don't want to say pressure or pursue public's perception, and how they want to vote. And with the younger crew coming up nowadays, come in.
Doorbell?
We just had a doorbell.
You've got mail.
Delivered?
Could you go check that?
Sure.
Or do you want me to go check that?
I'll go check that.
All right, you go check that. All right.
If she's any good, bring her down.
It might be that somebody pretty good. You never know. And if it's Romney, send him home. Anyway.
Yeah, and bury the other one on the yard.
Right. Anyhow.
We might have little ones popping up.
Get out of here. Come on. So anyway, one of the big things that we were talking about was some of the technology.
Right.
that both candidates on this side are using now during this race, and we're doing several things. We're doing television, of course. You got the television thing. You got the YouTube thing. So what's being shown on television is getting recorded and then replayed many, 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 many times
on YouTube or Facebook or whatever.
Facebook,
Brook, I don't care.
Facebooken.
That's Facebook is a little trickle down or whatever.
Yep, just a little bit. So. But yeah, so, there's a lot going on. And to produce those kind of things, there's a lot of technology in the background. So not only are you using an internet connection, you're also using social media. You're also using electronic devices sitting, like computers and stuff to prompt the candidates. So like the first presidential debate, you could see the teleprompter every once in a while when they flipped around because they were in the floor. You didn't see them?
No, I didn't. I didn't really see them.
There were two triangle black pieces that sat on both sides of the moderator. Okay, so
the first one they were standing.
They were
at a podium.
At a podium, right? So there was two pieces. Actually, there was one in the podium as well, but there was two pieces down at the bottom. There were triangle pieces. They look like monitor speakers, and in there was the prompter to tell them how much time they had left. And it just gave them
that's a time prompter.
Time thing, right? But then right in the podium, they had an actual teleprompter screen. So if you noticed, when the candidates weren't talking, they were kind of looking down and kind of reading what whoever was typing to them.
Instead of all the paperwork that they used to have, you know what I mean, and write this stuff down. Now we're doing the flipping. Yep. Now it's all done with an electronic screen,
right?
Built right into the podium,
which is kind of neat. I mean, it's really become quite a technological artwork to put something like that on.
Okay, And now, if anybody out there has some question about what we're talking about, please give us a call at 1-315-220-0692. And we'd love to hear from you about what we're talking about.
Or if you have computer questions and you want to change the subject, give us a call or give us an email at techtalkliveny@gmail.com. Or check us out on Facebook and like us.
And, But getting back to technology and the political realm for this year especially, you see a lot of it, especially with the commercials, how they digitize the commercials, and they can blend that stuff right in from one without even, a line drawn or whatever. I mean, it's just right. It flows fluently from one screen right into the next screen, and trying to get their point across. So here you got their ads or commercial ads or whatever you want to call it that go on television, and who does this editing?
Right.
See, it's just like our show here with you doing some editing.
Well, yeah, actually, I built it so that it does it all right live as we're doing the show.
So, I'm just trying to use that as an example because that's what you know.
Yep.
And what these people know that are doing the editing for these commercials.
Yeah, which is amazing. I mean, we'll see some stuff that I've been working on coming up in the next few weeks because we're changing our break over to actual video commercials. So they're just a video playlist that comes up through the stream for people that are working through stuff. So
did you get paid well for that?
No, I didn't.
What was it? The pizza you ordered? He's got 500.
It's like that commercial. You put 52 in the wrong spot. It's supposed to be your address, not how many pizzas you get. Anyway, just selling magazines, education type thing.
Oh, okay.
So,
they're supposed to be doing that electronically, probably. She had a computer. She or he?
Well, we could talk about that after break because I got some stuff here that talks a lot about. They have two things. It's called crowdfunding and cloud funding, as well as crowd and cloud sourcing. So, lots of neat stuff to talk about with that as well after the break. But really back to that whole presidential thing and these debates and everything. One of the things that, like at the town hall meeting, which I thought was amazing, was that they not only used wireless mics, but the presidents all had.
hi,
boom!
Oscar.
Hi, that was loud.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Oscar for president.
Yeah, they're so that they can hear somebody responding to them.
Right. Viva la revolution.
Yes.
But now they're not getting even. You can hardly even see that now. It's just a little like
Wire.
a hearing aid,
Yeah.
wireless,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
because they're only off screen, and these little wireless hearing aids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't need that thing in the back of you to hear that stuff in the.
Right. So, I mean, it's amazing to see how these presidential candidates and debates and have gone to. It's not just the candidate sitting up there giving you what they think. It's really they got some help, as well as they got teleprompters in some ways, and as well as they've got different people giving hand signals. I mean, they are using every stop to try to compete.
But everybody says, "Well, Jesus, I haven't heard of that technology." What?
Right. That was me.
I thought it was the phone going off. I'm like, oh my God, we got a phone call.
But to put that new style like a hearing aid, which is no wires at all, you don't see any wires go down, and their ear looks almost normal.
Yep.
Because you can't hardly see it because it's, what is it, skin color, whatever.
Right.
Right.
So you don't have any wires to a battery system. You don't have any mics that are fastened to you.
Right.
Technology.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, it's amazing what we're coming up with. I mean, that's just like I said, the whole the keyless fob thing, where you just literally it's a USB drive thing and you throw it in and that puts your ID out for that time to vote. Once that's used, you're done. I really think the big question for a lot of people is what happens if it ever gets hacked? Is it possible? Sure. Is it probable? Not so much.
Anything is possible.
Right.
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is with the internet. Anything is possible.
Right.
Well, look at what was it? The government that got hacked here just not too long ago, and the guy wanted this information on UFOs.
Yeah.
And he found out the information he wanted, but now the feds want him extradited here to prosecute him. Oh, what? Give me a break. What did he take? You
Well,
know?
that is part of my immigration policy, by the way. You know, we're going to get rid of everybody's going to be a U.S. citizen. Doesn't matter whether you're in France or you're in. Everybody's a U.S. There's no such thing.
Who?
Except for who was it? Was it Honey Boo Boo Family?
Yeah, Honey Boo Boo Family.
Yeah. Oh my dear God, have you watched that? Oh my God, that is like a train wreck.
Is that like Jersey Shore after it got washed afloat?
Actually, it's more like Jersey Shore fell off the shore and floated to like Mississippi or something.
Boo boo.
Have you seen this?
No.
Oh my dear God.
If you want to comment on what we're talking about, give us a call, 315-220-0692.
And we'll be going to break here in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Not even. We should be there.
So
Oh, we couldn't. You want to do this at all?
I think you should.
I think we should. Anyway, with all the presidential rhetoric going on, I figured, hey, what the heck? Flipper could run for president, right? You know? So
you could run from or for?
From. Yes, run from it.
Flipper.
Right?
Flipper.
So anyway, I was watching one of the debates, doing some little research, figuring out, what those teleprompters were, and I said, geez, last night at dinner we started talking about, well, Flipper, what would be your policies on like domestic policy? Well, so I'm going to give it to you, okay? Our domestic policy must be to make this country strong, independent, and stable. I have a 16-point plan that outlines this, but I seem to have lost my napkin. So I am going to do a simple 4-point plan that I can remember.
And that's on.
Very good.
This
What's
is on
the road on? Your
this
golf ball? Or
No,
your...
this is my domestic policy, and I'm going to tell you something right now. First thing, we need jobs. We need to bring jobs back to the American people. We need to get America working again. So to do this, I propose that we give a tax cut in the form of Little Debbies, because that would mean 376 million Little Debbies would have to be produced every year and give them to every single tax-paying citizen. That would mean that we would have to put together another 12 million people to work in the Little Debbie factory.
That means that you're going to have to
Little Debbie factories everywhere.
spike up the Viagra for all them Little Debbies.
Right. Holy cow, yes. So, and I really think that not only will this create jobs in a new, better, and bigger, bold economy, I am saying that it is going to do one other thing. It's going to make everybody freaking happier than a pig covered in poo.
Right. Like us for that one.
Like
baby.
us on Facebook. Okay, second domestic policy, I'm going to tell you something right now. Copper is the new gold.
Copper is the new gold, actually.
Copper is the new gold. I'm telling you right now,
They're stealing it.
Copper is more valuable than gold. So what I want you to do, I want everybody, as soon as we get presidency, I want everybody to roll their pennies, and I want them to send them to us.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is, not only is that going to be melted down and make new pennies that are going to be worth more money, so they're going to be $5 copper pieces. They're going to be this freaking big, okay?
It's going to have Flipper's
But
head
the
on
only
it.
trouble is the pennies have only got about 10% copper in them anymore.
I don't know that. Neither do they. So anyway, we're going to take, and all these people are going to have to count these pennies so we know how much copper we actually have.
Right.
So that's going to create jobs.
They're going to roll it, too.
Yes. So you guys roll it. We will actually count it, melt it down, and make the new $5 copper piece. So
Boy, I'm going to have to get new pockets sewed on my pants so I can hold it.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I want to feed the wealthy, and I want to starve the hungry, and this is the reason why. Because you heard me right, because if we feed the hungry, they're going to get their fill eventually, and they're just going to stop, okay? Did I say that? I didn't say that right, did I?
Well, whatever.
All right. Keep going. It sounded right.
No, I didn't. It was supposed to be backwards.
All right. Undo it then.
All right, so we're going to feed the wealthy. Okay, so once they get their fill, they won't want anymore. We'll cure them of that greed thing, okay? That everybody complaining about the greed and all that wonderful stuff. And then what we're going to do, we're going to starve the hungry. That way it motivates them to become the wealthy, the new wealthy of the new economy, with these big freaking copper coin pieces that are worth $5.
Then you eliminated the middle class altogether.
Altogether, we're all good, right?
All right. We're all wealthy.
Now, healthcare, if the healthcare industry survives my first 3 policies, then they must be doing something right, and I say leave well enough alone unless it's something to do with Novocaine. Because I don't like Novocaine. I don't know about you, but Novocaine sucks.
Well,
it's great that it numbs you up, but boy, trying to get it in your mouth or in your toe or something, oh, it hurts.
Well, we'll have to get a donation so that you can get your tooth pulled. Flipper needs his tooth pulled this week, ladies and gentlemen. Send us in at 315-220-0692. Okay, we got to go to break because...
And we'll finish up on the other side.
All right, sounds good. You've been listening to Tech Talk Live. I'm Flipper.
I'm Snipe.
And I'm JJ.
And we'll be back after these brief messages.
So many sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's one place you can get it. At FingerLakes1.com. Come on over to FingerLakes1.com. Make us your homepage. News, weather, sports, and fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One. www.fingerlakes1.com. Come on and join the fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One.
www.fingerlakes1.com.
You're listening to Free Music by Dano. Download free MP3s at danosongs.com.
Flipper.
It's 9.
And I'm JJ. And we're back.
With Tech Talk Live.
Coming to you live from upstate New York. Give us a call, 315-220-0692.
Or check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Tech Talk Live.
And if you want to be in the studio, we're in Studio B, 3 floors down.
There you go. You know, I found out I can't use that name when I'm doing production work that's actually going to be done. Like, you know, putting it up because it's a corporate name for some other place in Hollywood. I was like, okay, well we'll change it to Flipside Studio.
Well,
That's fine.
Fox News on Shepherd Smith is Studio B.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. So we
There you
can't
go.
use it.
So
Well,
we're
that's
not
okay.
coming to you live from Hollywood. We're not.
No, honestly, no. We're coming to you live from upstate New York.
We're
and
in Hollowwood.
Right, yeah, definitely. Knock on wood.
Hollowwood. That's
So-
not naughty trees out here.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Flipper's campaign speech.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
still going on with that?
Yeah, we got to finish it
Oh,
up.
yeah,
okay.
definitely. Page 2.
So, well, actually, we had to go on to, I think, foreign policy, correct?
Well, whatever it is.
Right.
Yes,
we're
I
going
think it
on
was.
to foreign policy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me turn up my mic so I actually sound
Everybody
right.
I
was-
think you should, like, blow yourself
everybody-
up there in the...
Oh, blow myself
yeah,
up? Okay,
little
hang on.
Flipper cam.
Flipper cam, right down here. Boom,
There
boom.
we go.
There we go. So here we go, right?
Everybody west of the Mississippi, you've got to vote for Flipper. Otherwise, they're going to be washed out to sea.
By Hurricane John that's coming, you know. Okay.
Wasn't the result that you were looking for.
No, that was
Anyway.
not. You know, I thought it was funny for a second there, and then I'm like, no, that's not good.
No, not very
Toity
much.
toilet.
Yeah, toity toilet, right? So anyway, my foreign policy is going to be basically we do not negotiate with terrorists. We don't like terrorists. So my plan is a simple 2-step plan because I could figure out anything more than 2 steps.
Right.
First, we're going to find the terrorists. Second, we are going to send that Honey Boo Boo family to live where the terrorists are.
That would
I mean,
work.
it's a 3-step plan. Okay, once the Honey Boo Boo family is in where the terrorists are, these terrorists are going to run to the nearest law enforcement agency and give themselves up or prematurely blow themselves up. One of the two.
That sounds like an awesome plan.
Isn't it?
It
And
is.
just hit it. Think if they hit the Shiite house,
Right?
where all that Shiite will go.
Blowing Cheatite.
Well, she everywhere.
Oh my God, we totally went down the wrong path with that, I guess. Okay, here's my immigration policy, like we were talking about before. I told you, and I'm gonna restate it just to make sure that we got it. Okay, you know how to solve the immigration problem, America? Get rid of it. Make there is no immigration. So what I
Oh,
suppose.
no, America. That
So-
would be fine. And then they wouldn't want to come here.
Right. But we're not going to do that because America is great.
Yeah.
America is great. Remember that. Okay,
I'll
so
have to.
Like us.
like us on Facebook. Like America on Facebook, too, by the way. So I propose that we put a 2-phase plan in place, okay? Phase 1, we eliminate all laws regarding immigration. Second phase, name every person on the face of the earth except the Honey Boo Boo family as a U.S. citizen.
right.
So this is going to boost our governmental revenue since we will be able to tax every two-legged person at the full rate, any one-legged person at the 50% rate, and any no-legged person, well, they don't have to pay crap.
No,
All right.
no Shiite.
No Shiite. Some of the top issues that I want to address with my campaign and my campaign for Flipper for president is going to be my abortion stance. Well, I think that life begins with the conception.
Oh, honey, you got my half full.
So the mere thought of a child means that it exists. So we need to protect that thought and nurture that thought until it has a chance to develop into a real child. So I am not pro-life, no pro-choice. I am pro-thought.
Pro thought.
How far is that thought going to bring that child up?
So every time you go to the strip club, just remember, don't be thinking about babies because that means that child exists.
No Shiite.
Right? I don't even think I want to continue on.
Continue on.
Anyway, we need better education in this country. We need to, we need better buttered education. Too many students are being left behind due to low educational standards. So what we have to do is to lower them even further so we can have some of our brightest just slide right through, while even some of the dullest can at least obtain an honorary certificate of completion. It's a win-win for America. It creates jobs by requiring people to be retained retrained, I said retained, retrained for menial jobs right out of high school, and forget about college. No need for them. They just teach us all the stuff that we just don't need to know about. We could then turn colleges into party houses where everyone can get a higher education.
Higher. Being a keyword.
Higher. Is that like Har's root beer?
Absolutely. I like Hires root beer. Hires root beer is actually phenomenal. I like phenomenal root beer, don't you?
Well, guess how we get that.
And then my energy proposal, we have to prepare for green energy. It's coming. It's coming. We have to do green energy. I know you don't agree with this, Knight.
Wait until the snowstorm comes in,
right.
and then we'll worry about green energy.
We have to have green energy, though. That snowstorm's going to be there, and we have to make sure that we are off the grid. And my proposal is that with all the new citizens that are third, fourth, and 10th country worlds, to get bicycle generators. And everyone takes a turn riding that generator hard to produce the world's free electricity. For every 1,000 cyclists, we will generate a whopping 200 watts of renewable raw electricity that can be harnessed and put into those little things we call batteries. Eat your heart out, Duracell.
Batteries?
Batteries.
Is that like mattresses?
Plus, this policy will help with the health care because it was going to create healthier, stronger supermen and women that will be used not only as energy producers, but as a great stone protectors, great golem stone protectors, whatever they're called.
Gallstones.
Right.
Gallstones,
Just in case the goblins attack.
Not Gallipole stones.
Go Powerpuffed Rangers away. I will lead them under my other false alias of Dr. Cleanfill.
You ought to see the polls that I got now here for this. Flipper is gaining. He's got 1.5% already.
That was kind of fun.
No Shiite.
No Shiite. You know, I just had to do it. You know, it was so funny. We were playing with it last night, and, you know, of course, doing it live is more fun.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, you're really just kind of working with it. Everybody's laughing, and then you just say something else that's just so absurd, they keep laughing, you know, so.
Flipper for president.
There you go.
Don't shred that.
He's got my
We'll
vote.
go for Shiite medicine.
Right. Absolutely.
Clean up on aisle 4.
Okay.
So,
Give us a
Welcome
call.
to Tech Talk Live.
Yes.
yeah,
You are listening to us live on FingerLakes1.com.
we were talking about technology in the presidential elections. No comments on you people out there. With all the thought that is going on, you should have some thought about it.
All the thought that Flipper just gave us?
Yeah,
That is scary, ain't
even
it?
comment on that.
If that was really real, I mean, that would be one scary presidential.
Boy, President Nixon would be really proud of you at that.
One
speech.
day, I'm not a crook. I'm not a crook. I'm sorry. I watched some of the video footage of Nixon the other day. They remastered it. They remastered some of the Nixon.
How can you master somebody that isn't a master? But anyway, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, let's go.
There's your cue. See, now there's JJ for you.
We all got some in here
Somewhere,
comment,
right?
A little bit of JJ everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. You've left a little JJ everywhere someplace, right? So back to being a little more serious here and actually talking about the technology and some of the things. You know, the presidential campaigns do pose some really good techniques and ideas for people, you know, business owners and, you know, like cause websites and stuff, how to market to the masses. And it's not a one-dimensional or two-dimensional playing field anymore. It's more like a four-dimensional playing field. It has to have, you have to be on TV, you have to be in print, you have to use traditional advertising. At the same time, you're going to have social media, a Facebook page, a Twitter account, all these different things in order to make these coincide each other to basically promote your basically social media thought process and get your message to the voters. Get your message to your customers. Get your message to whatever. It can't be a one-dimensional thought process.
Just think, we could get advertisements here and get them out to the voters
We could. It'd only be...
and the customers.
Got a comment
and
on our
whatever.
Facebook. Got a comment on our Facebook page. We got one vote for Flipper already, and wanting to know who is going to be your VP.
Is it Andrew?
No, Mr. Persing.
Really?
Yep. And we got a little Three Stooges photo to go along with it.
Oh, my God. That is fabulous. I wish I could get that up on screen. That's great.
Well, you're working on it.
I'm working
We'll
on it.
have
We'll get it, right?
Well, if he sends it to you, that picture, we'll get
Try
it
on the
up there.
Facebook, you should be able to pull it up.
Yeah, yeah, but I can't get it into the video feed without
right.
shutting the video feed off and then turning it back on, so I
Right.
can't do that. No, but, really, by the end of the day, I think it's just amazing that we have, like the topic that you wanted to bring up, and I really hope Tammy does call in.
Right.
Because, it is really an important topic for a lot of people about pets and, being against puppy mills and so on and so forth. They really want puppy mills to be more responsible or whatever the case may be. And Tammy's got a cause and a thought process there. Whether you agree with it or not, because, people can oppose it. I'm not going to say that they can't,
Right.
But, the whole point is to get your message out to as many people as you can. And probably some of the things maybe Tammy might be using is a social media like Facebook, or maybe you could do a little bit of a video ad like on a show like this. Do a podcast and post video of things that are happening,
Right.
do documentaries and so on and so forth.
Mass emailing.
Mass emailing is a good one?
I wanted to give you who your vice president was going to be, who's going to run with you.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Jake there. He is perfect.
Oh, Oscar?
Or Oscar,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Well, actually, I already have my cabinet all picked out, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh,
That's the
Yes,
cat
I do.
house or the dog house?
Well, if we get in the dog house, it's
or
going
the
to be
Shiite house?
it's the White House is going to be repainted brown. No. Anyway, no, I have my cabinet picked out. I figured it out. I know exactly who I want in each position. Okay, I want Seth to be my Minister of Education because he understands the needs and the wants of the people to have a higher education and to get that higher education. At the same time, he understands my policies and how I want them taken out.
I used to get mine out of the Sears catalog when I was on the toilet.
My foreign policy minister is sitting right across the screen from me, whose name is Snide. He has the foreign administration experience. He could easily figure out how to get that family boo boo any place in the world and drop that family boo boo bomb on any of those terrorists,
Yeah.
And of course my minister of economics is sitting right to my left here.
Yeah, you're going to give him that responsibility for money?
I'm giving him he actually is really good with money. He told me that my first plan wouldn't work because it was too many points. And it was written on a napkin. He said, we got to get it on paper. So I can only remember 4 of those points, if you remember.
Well, we could have wrote it on a roll of toilet paper that would have been on every page.
Right. Right. My minister of defense and making people happy is going to be Lan. She's definitely out there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
She's got it. She's got it. She laughs so much at my jokes. I can't believe that she's still breathing. And then of course my vice president candidate, who's going to be my running mate, I think really is. I really was thinking maybe I'd pick Mr. Persing because I think he would be excellent. He could make me look so good, just by being so much more intelligent than I am.
Yeah.
Right.
What's your comment?
Yeah.
So anyhow, getting
We
back to
we got to get Donna in for the Secretary of State.
there we go. Donna could be Secretary of State.
That's done out there.
And then what's your friend's name there?
Fee Red or no?
Free Red, yeah. Free Red could be the new Pentagon director.
Yeah.
You can appoint those people. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Back to the
Anyhow,
man.
so really back to this whole thing about getting your message out, getting your thought out, and getting documenting things and doing that stuff for
A lot of that stuff, if it's funny and hilarious, people remember.
little bit,
that, instead of being serious and it's like commercials. You see them on television a lot. Anybody remember all them Super Bowl commercials? The ones. I like that one with the Doritos where the little teeny dog jumps up on the door.
Mind you, it was a pug.
It was a bug, wasn't it?
was.
Yeah.
It was. So, that's the funny thing about social media, and what I'm finding, like with Tech Talk and the Digital Babble and some of the other things I'm working on. People are desensitized to a certain degree in America. On the internet for the most part, people are just desensitized. They get so bombarded with so much serious stuff, and they get bombarded with such funny stuff that it's hard to make somebody.
The shock value is not there anymore.
Right. So you have to. Yeah. Everybody's looking for that next bigger, badder.
Step it up a notch.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you do that with something like this? I mean, what we just did with that presidential thing, yeah, that was funny. It was fun. Hopefully somebody will replay it. Maybe it'll go viral. You never know.
Oh my God!
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah, and it'd be on Good Morning America.
It's gonna be on the.
Oh my God! We'll have a news camera team here next week.
It's gonna be that on that. What's his name there on Entertainment Nightly? The comedian there. He does the
Saturday Night Live
Oh no! I can't think of his name right offhand.
comedian.
Anyway, go ahead. Go on.
You think of it. Let me know.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, but that's the whole thing is that, like, when you're putting your message out there, you either have to be so dead serious and make it so extreme. It might even be false.
Tosh.0, that's what it's going to be on.
What?
Tosh.0, the comedian.
Tosh, yes.
Yes, that's where it's going.
There we go.
See it already.
I could
Vote for me.
Yeah.
I could just see Jeff Dunham doing that with Walter, or even the terrorist there.
Wait
for it.
Wait for it.
Wow.
Anyway, back.
We're trying to get you lined up with somebody.
Right, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? I'd have a blast. That'd be great. But anyway, going back to the whole thought process, social media being used as a platform. So, like the candidates, all the candidates have a Facebook page. All candidates have a Twitter account. All candidates have their own website. All candidates have a YouTube account to put up all the media that
they want to put up.
Right. So they're all doing those four things on the internet, just before the internet, which is social media. On top of that, they're doing the traditional, put it on TV, put it here, put it there, put it on radio, put it in news, put it in flyers, put it in whatever. That's the traditional avenue. And it's a marriage between the two. You have to have the two. It's a two-dimensional problem. It has to have a three-dimensional solution.
So
do you remember back when the candidates only had the good social media, back when they rode the rails and they stood on the back of the train waving and preaching to you off the back of the train? Look at how far it's come.
I know, isn't that weird?
Right, definitely before our time.
Yes.
That was when they had steam engines.
Yeah, really. So actually, what you're trying to tell Tammy is, for very minimal cost, you can get our word out there pretty well, actually.
Pretty much. You can make a Facebook page, start off with the cause for Facebook page, and label it properly. Don't just say, I'm against puppy mills, because there's probably a ton of those.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You're going to want to say, okay, since we're in Seneca County, I'm just going to label it Seneca County residents against puppy mills. And then start pumping that out to your friends and have your friends pump it out to other places and put it into a small newspaper ad someplace and put your causes and your in post on it and say that, well, this is why we feel this way.
This is the information we have.
You just can't throw it out there and express that. You got to express reasons for it.
Yeah.
Why we feel this way about it. Mm-hmm. So.
And then I would, here's always the catch-22 with social media. You want to engage people, which means that you're going to want a little bit of conflict. You're going to want somebody who doesn't like it on the page. And this is where I think that Seneca Falls PD thing failed. With
miserably.
Well, the Seneca Falls PD page kind of failed a little bit in that respect, because if somebody came on and they were disagreeing with some point of that, it was almost like everybody just shunned them off with no reason and not said, hey, why do you feel this way?
Right.
And then put the points out there and then have somebody else who knows about the PD rebuttal it, and that's kind of the whole point of social media, is getting that interaction. It's not just about finding people that agree with you. It's about finding people who disagree with you, but disagree with you in a respectful way, that you can have an intelligent conversation to engage everyone.
And you got to have a little something shocking out there.
Yeah.
And they have their points and they have their points. Both people have their point of view.
Right.
Now, do we come together and make this work, or do we just, oh, I'm mad at you and I go off my way, and I'm mad at you and I'll go off my way?
Well, it's like when me and you get on a topic that's very sensitive to me and you. You know, so like saying I want to feed America, and you want people to get
Let
a
them go
job.
pick their own corn.
Right. Whatever the case may be. Okay. As long as we realize that we're just discussing it and trying to figure out the best solution for everybody. And I see your point, and I can acknowledge your point, and you can see my point and acknowledge my point, but we can comfortably argue about it without getting mad at each other.
Well, we do get a little higher intense, but
Right, but I mean, it's not like you're
not
going to go home and not talk to me ever again.
no,
Right?
What is going on?
Thank you, Mickey. On our
he's voting for us.
Oh,
Right.
that's what.
Mickey just put that on our Facebook page.
Very nice.
So everybody
Sometimes
can see it.
13 is 28. I like that.
It's what?
Show Snide. That's
13
funny.
times 28 is, or 7 times 13 is 28 sometimes. Yeah,
Here, I
right.
wonder if I can get it on screen. Let's. Ooh,
Oh,
Whoop,
catch her.
careful.
There you go.
I don't want to break your iPad. Jesus.
Oh, that's right.
So let's see. There. Whoops. This way.
This way.
There's what Mickey put on our Facebook just a second ago. What? Right this way.
There you go.
There you go. How's that? All right.
Widescreen, huh?
So back to the whole concept of social media and engaging people. You want to engage them. You need the conflict in order to keep it real. But you don't want to let zombies come in. You don't want people that are just, I don't like this because I hate those stupid son of a guns.
Well, at the first start of this political round this year, when they were telling everybody, oh, they got to go out and do town hall meetings, and got to go out and get the people involved and all this, and the people would speak out, and these senators and representatives and congresspeople would shut down the people. Mm-hmm. They didn't want the people to talk. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. That's what a town hall is for them to discuss something, ask questions, and for you to respond. Mm-hmm. Not to shut them down, and not to be, how do I want to, they're so belligerent that they, I'm talking a politician, being so belligerent that he don't even want to hear any part of it. This is what it's going to be, whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. You know, and I've seen a lot of that in those town hall
And I still think it's going on.
meetings.
probably
You know,
Nowadays, and even with the topic they were discussing with the puppy.
well, it's like I say when I went to the village board too. You know what I mean? And they shut you down. Well, we'll table this until next week. Well, you come back next week and they'll bring it up and it's open for this. No, we'll table it until next week. Well, they keep tabling that subject instead of bringing it out,
And hope it's
doing the
forgotten.
pros and cons on it, and getting a vote on it, whether you want it or not.
See, this is where I think we can relate technology back to it and make the situation better for people. The forums, granted, are just a breeding ground for idiots at this point. I mean,
Well.
I've and don't take this
Anonymous.
right.
That's bull crap.
So there's my problem with the forums. It's not the fact that you might have an opinion. It's the fact that you hide behind a blank screen name and not put your name as John Q. Public on there when it's a serious topic. So how can anybody else take you seriously if you're not willing to put your name on it? You know?
Hi, my name is Oscar, and I'm going to purr about this.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
But that's kind of my point, is that, you know, the forums are a wonderful way to get public opinion about any topic, anywhere, anyhow. It also gives the government, you know, if you really want to look at it that way, a rebuttal place, and not just to be like, hey, you're stupid, you know, or, you know, whatever, but argue the fact, argue the math, and go, here's what I have for math, this is what I'm looking at, and this is why I believe this way. And then if people that are public, you know, have to put their name to it,
Right.
it would make them think twice before they go, well, you know what, you're just a stupid jerk, you know, or oh, I'm trying to be nice, I'm trying to keep it PG-13, but you know what they kind of go, they start bashing you and start going off and just in La La Land. So,
And if you get some good information and commentary in there, these politicians are going to take notice. Really,
yes.
they will take notice.
Right, because I mean that's the whole thing. I mean, if you see,
Like, oh,
if you
look at
see,
this.
if
We'll
you
do
see
better.
1,000 posts, saying the puppy mill thing gets 1,000 posts, okay, And all this information, maybe somebody might take notice and go, geez, we really need to fix this.
Correct.
You know?
Well, the 1,000 posts are pros and cons about the whole thing, but a lot of them are name calling.
Right. So get rid of the name calling, and I think you would do that because if the anonymous thing was gone, you would get less of that name calling thing. And then really get people to think like, hey, I don't have to go to a board meeting. I don't have to go to a town hall meeting. I don't have to do any of that. I can do it right online and go on this forum thing and be heard.
Well, we're going to do the second hour now or after break or what?
Second hour.
Oh, wow. We are really rocking and rolling today,
Well,
aren't we?
we get involved with subjects like this, and the time just flies, you know?
Well, next week we could always do something on the funding and the sourcing of projects like this.
Yeah,
like
for your campaign, so
Yep.
that you can get elected, right?
So we can do that.
Maybe we can get Tammy to call in or
Yep.
even stop by the studios. And
Also, next week I got a little bit more information about the new hybrid drives. I don't know if you've seen that in the news, but
Hybrid drive.
hybrid.
Hybrid.
drive.
Nope.
They run on electricity instead of gas, right?
Yeah, same concept, I think. No, actually, it's a combination between a traditional hard drive and a SSD hard drive, solid state hard drive, so that you can get the performance boost plus the storage capacity from each world. That way, you can put that same one hard drive in and get the best of both worlds.
that'd be awesome.
Anyway, so I got that for next week. You guys can come up with your own topics and throw something up on Tech Talk Live, and we'll do that too.
I'll try to get something by Wednesday.
Right.
All right,
I
sounds great.
just went through all the lists, and I just couldn't. Nothing just stuck out. You know what I mean?
And
like
we did a right job, I think, today. So.
I think it was fun. You guys had a great time with it. Was it a good show?
Oh, definitely.
yeah,
all
I
right.
thought it was good.
All right. Well,
So,
that's what I like.
you
Let us know.
So you've been listening to Tech Talk
Live.
Oh,
Oh, right in the face, right?
that was right on camera.
You've been listening to Tech Talk Live. I'm Flipper.
I'm Snipe.
And I'm JJ.
We're out every Saturday morning, 11 to 12 on FingerLakes1.com, and we're out of here.
See ya.
You've been listening to your Technology Talk Show. Tune in next time to Tech Talk Live.